Hello everyone. In this session, we are going to see what is middleware technologies, what is the main objective of learning this subject, what are the outcomes of learning this subject, the syllabus of the subject, and we will see the basic concepts of middleware technology. So, the main aim of this subject is to know what is a distributed application and to know the middleware technology, to know the different kinds of middleware technologies, like how to design distributed applications using different technologies like RMI, EJP, Core, and all. So here we will see how to design a distributed application using EJP software, Core, and how to design a distributed application using .NET. So the outcome of this subject is by the end of the subject, after learning the subject, you will be in a position to design a different distributed application using RMA technology, to design a distributed application using AJB, and we can design a distributed application using Core and .NET. And you will be in a position to decide which technology will be used to design your distributed application. You will be in a position to choose a particular technology to design your distributed application. And coming to the syllabus, in this subject, we are going to see the unit 1 client server concept. What is a client? What is a server? Different kinds of servers, and about a middleware. What is a middleware? Different kinds of middleware. And we're going to see different building blocks of client server architecture. And we're going to see the basic distributed technologies like RPC, messaging, and TCP. Coming to the second unit, in this unit, we are going to see the basic of EJP, like what is the EJP architecture, overview, designing a simple application with EJP, like building and deploying EJP application. And second, whereas in third unit also, we will see EJP, but here we will see in detail like what are different kinds of EJP applications, how to design application with different kinds of EJP. Next, in the fourth unit, we are going to see Core technology. What is Core technology? Overview, architecture, then designing an application using Core. Whereas in the fifth unit, we will see COM technology about proxies, stub, marshalling, client server architecture, and then here we will see .NET application, like designing and deploying distributed application with .NET. So this is about the syllabus of middleware technology. Now we will see the first unit topics. So coming to the first unit, in this unit, we're going to see client server architecture, different servers, what are the available different servers, as well as we'll able to know what is a middleware, different middlewares, building blocks of client server, RPC, messaging, P2P. So before starting the unit 1, actually unit 1 starts with the client server architecture. But before this, as the subject name is middleware technology. So what is middleware? Here, the middleware is nothing but a software link between two different applications. It is nothing but a software, a link or software link between two different applications. We can say, for example, if you see this image, first image, there are two different machines. So let us say these are two different applications. This is application number 1 and this is application number 2. Now, if we wanted to provide communication between this application 1 and application 2, if you wanted to share the data between the application 1 and 2, you need a link, right? That link is nothing but the middleware. So we can say middleware is nothing but a software. It provides a link between two different applications. The two different applications cannot be same software. Here the different applications can be, one application can be software application, another application can be any kind of application like a hardware application, network application, or any other application. So Here, the middleware is a link between two different applications. Now, sometimes we will call this middleware as a plumbing service because it provides a link between, generally plumbing means which joins two different things, right? So here, in our technological point of view, this middleware is a plumbing between two different applications. So this is a middleware. So what is a middleware? Nothing but a software link which provides between two applications for providing the communication. Next topic. Now client server concept. So from here we will see client server concept. Now, as we know, we are using client server application to design different applications like web applications, distributed applications. But what is a client? What is a server? So if you see this image, we'll say this is a client and this is a server. But a client is nothing but it can be a machine, it can be a computer, or it can be an application which will request for some data. Client can be a machine or a computer or an application which requires some data. So to get that data, it will request another machine or another computer. That is nothing but server. So your client, it will request for the data. Whereas a server is a machine or a computer which a collection of services, collection of programs, collection of data. So whenever the client is requesting for some data, the server will take the request, it processes the request, it gives the response back to the client. That means, for example, if you take my browser is a client. That means an application. Browser is nothing but an application, right? So my browser is a client. So from my browser, I am requesting for Facebook. So generally you will type facebook.com. That means from my browser, I'm giving a request to the Facebook server. So Facebook server, they will have a huge amount of data like images, audios, videos, database. They have different other applications. Now, when it receives a request from the particular client, means our browser like facebook.com, it receives the request, it process. Process means it will try to find for which application you are going to request. It will load the particular application. That application will be given back to the client as a response. Now the client will display the response to the browser. So this is a client and server. Client is a machine which will request for the data. Server is the one which will process the request, loads the data, gives a response back to the client. Now, sir, we can say a server as a host. It runs more number of programs. It contains a huge amount of data, collection of data. The data can be of any type, like it can contain images, different documents, different files, programs, audios, videos, whatever it may be. That's the reason whenever you're loading facebook.com, in your facebook.com, you'll be able to see audios, you'll be able to see videos, you'll be able to see some GIF images, files, and so on. Because the server contains those many different kinds of files. Now, in the previous example, we have seen this normal image, whereas in point of technical, this is the actual client server architecture. Whereas the clients can be a mobile, client can be a browser, client can be a machine. It will require the server through the net. So if you wanted to provide the communication between the client and the server, there should be communication. That is nothing but an internet. A connection should be there. So the internet, the client will communicate with the server. Now, usually, uh, we can say browser as a client. Generally, because we will request the data from the browser, we'll type that sites using websites using browser, right? So we'll say browser as a client. Now, the client can be a browser. If the client can be a browser, like Netscape Navigator, Google Chrome, Internet Explorer. So this will communicate with the server by using a set of instructions on the internet. These set of instructions are called as protocols. These protocols will be used to provide accurate transfer of data because when the client is requesting for some data, server will provide the data back to the client. So to transfer the data between the client and the server, we should use some instructions, nothing but some protocols. Some protocols are available on internet like HTTP, FTP, Telnet, email, and so on. By using these protocols, a client and a server will communicate, and these will share the data between the client and the server. Okay, so this is about the client server architecture. In the next session, we are going to see different architectures of client server. Thank you.